Well, we're here at the train show. It's May 17th, 2025. Looks like we're actually getting a crowd in here. Somebody decided to have a car show next door on the same fairgrounds. Follow me through the intro and we'll come back to the show right after. Of course, Zitnick's is always here at Joe's shows. I've already picked up some items from Zitnick. Starts at his 25-cent table, moves up. You might have seen him at York too.
vibrate. Oh, yeah. I hear it over here.
Oh my God. Sorry, my voice is in there now.
How you doing back
That's what
there?
you wanted.
Of course.
Oh, I saw you on YouTube.
I might overdub it with music.
Make change if you have it.
I'll have it. You're good.
Man, I'm 30 miles an hour. Oh, wow.
You should be okay there. I don't think so.
I hope not. Everybody just stand out.
Take a picture of him, buy it for $199. Instead of $219, it's $199 today.
I got to sell a lot of freight cars to get that.
Yeah, but it's 30 years old, it's never been graded.
Oh, okay.
And I'd give you a deal on this, the calf that goes with that, the non-operating one. I opened it so people didn't know what it was.
Thank you.
Lots of HO&N at this one.
What's that? That one runs good. Yeah.
And license plates.
What do you got? What do you asking for? $30 for this? Yeah. You didn't take down very long. 30.
Vintage political signs. Cars are $1 each here. If you do HO.
I had to put that cat outside because she would attack Eve again. She was a street cat. Are you running this year? No, this is
There's Mike and Sue's table.
How are you doing, buddy?
Okay.
Quick.
Any of those larger
Display with. Yep. Yeah, appreciate good pitch, but good pitch might mean something special.
Good looking 57 Chevy. Well, if you can handle the boom booms out there, there's a cheesesteak place there.
They need to do this when they don't have that going on.
Well, I don't think they planned it.
No, but he said that he's going to make sure next time when he does it not to do it.
Months, years ahead.
Probably don't like
Well, they did this in January to us. They did this to us in January right here.
That must have been when we were here in January, no?
No.
Well, that means that this is the first
May 16th. You're here all year.
17th. That was a year, huh?
Well, no, yesterday was here for the show. But you got it 3 days early.
Can't really afford $60.
Make it all, you know that.
Well, let's go take a look and see what's upstairs, shall we? On the stage. Oh, our S-Gauge Club is back. Well, there's some S-Gagers that are back. Nice to be able to include a couple of, well, very temporary layouts anyway.
Showcase best S-Gauge manufacturer. They were smart. Whole gear tower.
Okay, we're back home. As you can see, I picked up a nice little building here. That's a Menards building, from what I understand. And of course, it has lights and everything in it. I have no way of hooking it up right now, but hey, not a bad deal at all here. That's one I know I've seen it before. It's the halls of Handsome Barbershop, and very interesting structure. It's got some really nice figures on it and stuff. As you know, we had our train show today over there at the fairgrounds, and of course, interrupted yet again by another car show. They call them car shows. No, what they are is how loud can you make that bass and so-called stereo system. You know, how many decibels can you put it up to before everybody's ears get blown out? I mean, the place was just rattling the whole building there. It's getting a little ridiculous because we were hit with the same thing last January at the same location, and it's like what, you got people holding so-called car shows? No, that wasn't a car show. That was a what would you call it? I would call it something completely different, like a block party. Anyway. It was enough to make, and of course the show ended up ending, you know, people started leaving early because they just couldn't take that so-called music. I mean, there is a point where any kind of music becomes noise, you know. Doesn't matter what the song is, you play it loud enough and hard enough, and it really begins to, yeah, well, you know what I mean. Anyway, I picked this up. I got it for $20. I'm not going to complain about the price. It's the building is a complete resin casting. I was thinking it was like Department 56. I said, no, that's Menards. So, okay. And yeah, it was in a Menards box. So, alrighty. Another thing I picked up was this old Polomaxi underframe here, complete with trucks. So that's a good thing. I will find some body shell to put on that, or build it, or use the trucks, you know, somewhere else. The couplers, of course, are totally unusable. Come on, they're the old AHM couplers. Also got this here Lionel Grand Trunk refrigerator car, plug door refrigerator, and I got that one for like $10. Not a bad price on that one. Of course, it's got nice Lionel sprung trucks. Got this MTH 4-bay coal hopper. Yep, just what I needed was another Burlington hopper, right? Yeah, I guess maybe I ought to start painting my locomotives and caboose all in CB&Q, huh? And I got this here in its original box for $4. It was on Zitnik's $4 table. Of course, the old Atlas Roco 40-foot boxcar. I also got 2 more Polomaxi boxcars, both of them in Southern Pacific. And let me see, is it, yeah, which are just like that one there. Still in their original boxes. Got those for $4 a piece. I wasn't going to turn those away at $4 a piece. I just wasn't going to do it. So I ended up picking up several cars. We sold a little bit today. So we're good for maybe gaining some stock going in, some fresh stock heading into the next season. This is the end of our season down here. So anyway, also wanted to show you while we're in on this report here that I found a way to get better speed control out of my Menards F units. Let's get to it. So, you've seen now that you can get good slow speed operation out of your Menards F units. And once I started experimenting with that, I'm probably not the first one to discover that, because I was talking to a guy at the show today, and he had discovered the same thing with his. So there is ways to get your Menards F units to run very smoothly, and basically what it takes is when you've got your power supply hooked up, instead of cranking it all the way up and then using the remote like you normally would with your Lionel Lion Chief type stuff, you just bring it up a little bit where it's just giving it sound, and that's all you do. And then when you start manipulating your controller here, and you put that up quite a ways, it's the engine ain't going to move until you start giving it more juice. So basically the motors in there are set to basically take their juice off of your main controller, and not necessarily off of this here. Not a bad feat of engineering in my book. I mean, for those of us who want to run our trains nice and slowly and smoothly, well, there we can do it. There we can do it. And that works so much better. So much better. Okay, you say, with that being said, like I said, I've gotten, let's see. Like I said, I got this here. This is just an underframe off of an old Polomaxi, probably a boxcar. It could be one of their gondolas. It could even be out off of a flat car, because they use the same underframe on everything. So, and remember, they had that flat car that came with that big ugly box, said Chiquita bananas on it. I'll find a use for it. Don't worry, I'll find a use for it. I have body shells. This car is, for being a Lionel car, it's gorgeous. It really is. Don't know, it doesn't have a Lionel built date on it, but it has Lionel right there. So, and it's got nice trucks, very nice sprung trucks. So it's a pretty decent car. I'm glad to have it. This in its original box. I didn't even know Atlas did an L&N version of the boxcar, but she's box stock. And I will probably throw the box in the garbage. $4 for that car, new in the box. And as you know, I love these Atlas, these old Atlas box cars and stuff. And again, I don't have to change the couplers on this one. Just like I don't have to change them on most of my 3-rail cars. Because the couplers will mate up with the KDs will mate up with these. The KDs will mate up with the others. So when I do have to change couplers, like on this Polo Maxi car, I'll have to put KDs on this. Absolutely, I'll have to put KDs on that. Because those couplers don't work with anything. They don't even work with the same type of coupler. Talk about trash. But now I've got a few more box cars, and I do, like I said, since those cars, those other 2 box cars, those other 2 Polo Maxi box cars I got are happen to be the exact same Southern Pacific car that one is. That gives me 3. Now I could change the road numbers on those cars and leave everything else the same, and I just have 3 different, and I may do that. That probably isn't that bad of an idea. Alrighty. Then I got this here coal hopper from MTH Premier. This one I paid $20 for. I dropped the warranty card right where it needed to go, in the trash. Alrighty. Beautiful car. Beautiful car. Somebody had this probably at a show at one time or another for $39.95. Well, I got it from Zitnik Trains for $20. I get most of my MTH and Atlas cars from my friend Kevin. He's a local guy, and he's selling off his dad's collection. And I usually get $20 cars from him. So you get some pretty good stuff from Zitnik Trains. So I certainly cannot complain about this. $20 for that? That's a pretty nice car. Yeah, just like you said. And just like I know what you're saying, it's just what I needed was another CB&Q hopper car. And so I've got one. And this one's nice. It's beautifully done. MTH does nice work. There's no question of that. I have no problem running their rolling stock. I like their engines. I know that Dana over at Dana's Railroad Supply doesn't like their engines. But there's an awful lot of guys out here who do. So, anyway, I'm tired. I ran a train for you a little bit tonight. It was a long day today. And, last night I had to take the wife over to urgent care because she was having problems with her left foot. And, of course, now this might become an ongoing thing also. It was either take her to urgent care or take her to the hospital or to the ER. And, of course, it's not one of those things that appears to be an emergency. It's probably something that urgent care, and urgent care did take care of her. So, anyway, I'm going to go to bed tonight. I'm going to sleep late tomorrow. Now, then I've got to mow the lawn and do some things around the house. I got to change the oil in the truck because it's getting close to oil changing time. But But I wanted to point, one of the things I really wanted to point out is, yes, I know that the Menards engines are known for their jackrabbit starts and things like that. But it's really very nice when we're not having to deal with jackrabbit starts because we figure something else out. Now, I have not tried that with an AC power pack of any kind, but with my DC power pack, it works fine. And you saw it on video. You know that it can be done. So you know that those two CAN motors inside that engine can give it a good smooth operation, good smooth slow speed takeoff, you know, give it that inertial look. So and that means a lot to me because I like my engines running smooth. I like them giving me good operation. And so with that being said, at least it's a little tidbit of information that I can pass on, and y'all can do whatever you want. But I know that many of us out there do not care for those jackrabbit starts and neck breaking stops. So oh, those poor little plastic people in the passenger cars. Oh, that's got to be painful. Painful, I say. Also, by now you know that I have also taken and gotten my engines much closer together. I have a drawbar running between the two two units, between the powered and dummy units. And you can see that they look one heck of a lot better. They look so much better. And I may go ahead and shave down I've got several passenger car diaphragms sitting here. I may shave one down and put it on the A unit or the powered unit or the dummy unit. It doesn't matter. But it'll add that little extra detail there. So these engines are now, they've got fixed pilots and KD couplers on the pilot end, on the front pilots, and a drawbar at the back end. So I guess you could call that a semi-permanent coupling on those engines. So anyway, that I did a show on that on Monday Night Madness, on the Menards Mods Madness. So we're getting to the point now, and I was gonna take and convert it completely over to direct current operation. That's changed since I discovered, and I'm glad I discovered that. Don't get me wrong, I'm very glad I discovered that, because that looked like it was going to be some major surgery in there, if you get what I'm saying. So with the major surgery going on, I didn't really want to, I really didn't want to have to do that right away. You know, one of the things that if you're going to do any modifications to any of your locomotives, especially an expensive locomotive, you know, you're always afraid you're going to mess something up and it'll never run again. It just takes that little bit of courage, you know, when I took and I cut that connection, that bracket off of the that bolted the pilots to the front pilots to the trucks. Once you cut that off and you hit that point of no return, because you know you're not going to get more pilots from our friends at Menards. They're not going to sell you parts, I don't think. Your best bet there would be to go and buy a junk locomotive and these haven't been out long enough to find too many junkers yet. I know there's some out there. I know that when they were still doing the beta testing, there was some people that doing the reviews on video. They were very disappointed when it came in and things were broken up and there's no way that engine would ever work. But and I imagine you'll be able to salvage parts if you can buy that stuff out of basically the junk sales, when you can buy a pallet of crap from Menards. That's always a wonderful thing, because they'd rather sell that stuff off at a great loss and just recover some of their money than to be stuck. Anyway, for tonight, that's all that's all I'm gonna do. I don't know if there's gonna be a Monday Night Madness this week. There might be. On the other hand, there might not be. But, like I said, we never know. So until next time, happy railroading. I promise you I will do my level best, though, to bring out another edition of the Withlacoochee River Report. The report where you will be highly offended by my compelling rhetoric. So until next time, happy railroading. We'll talk at you later. Okay, you'll notice I've got the engine running. And, well, I've got it sitting there idling. Which is fine. The cool thing is I've got it on a very low setting on the power pack. And of course I'm just using it, and I don't think it's going to matter whether you're using a DC power pack or an AC power pack. But now that's increasing the speed on this controller. And you notice it's not going anywhere. So let me add a little more juice. And we'll bring it back into the station. Oh, I lost my sound there. But you can see it's coming into the... Don't know what... There we go. So let's try that again. And so by manipulating the controller on your regular transformer or power pack, you can actually manipulate, and you get a lot smoother operation out of your... There's none of that jackrabbit start business. I think, and this is one of the things that I notice is everybody puts their power pack or their controller, their transformer up to very high, up to very, very high extremely high. Well, they crank it up all the way. So let's talk about that a little bit.